Good morning, everybody. Sorry about that little interruption. I think I finally figured out what was wrong with Twitch, so I fixed all that. So, yeah, had to restart the stream, but we're back now. Sonald, hello, hello. OG boys, what's up? Sam, good to see you again. Hope everybody's doing really, really well. Let me know if the music's too loud. Let me know if my vocals are coming in too shallow, or if everything's good. How's everybody doing? I feel like it's been a long time. Like last time I saw you guys was Wednesday. I don't like it. It's too long. Thank you. What have you guys been working on? Let me know in the chat. Let's go over to multi-stream. Make sure we're hearing people on YouTube too. I myself have been working on a whole bunch of quarterly planning stuff. So pulling the data, pulling the metrics from all of our commerce activities over the past couple of days, and planning for the next quarter. So that's been taking up a ton of my time, and I'm excited to just kind of get back to design and have some fun today. Good, now that the day can start. Do you wait for the stream to start the day? So just Friday was just out the window for you. Hey, Alan. Good to see you. For those of you guys on YouTube, I've looked into how to pull YouTube chat into our just chatting screen here. And unfortunately, it's definitely not possible. But I think I fixed the stream issue. So I guess that there's this interval rate, which I had set to auto, and moved that to Twitch recommended 2 seconds. And now I'm looking at my bit rate and all this kind of stuff, and it says excellent. So I may have figured it out. I hope. Or not. We'll see. Yeah, fingers crossed, exactly. Oh, nice. You learned HTML5 and learning CSS3. Nice. Cool. Learning a new language is definitely a challenge. I've been working on JavaScript for like 2 years, and I just can't. My brain doesn't work that way a lot of times. Oh, man. In other internet news, we had the tech, we scheduled the tech to come out on Thursday, and, we're trying to figure out what's going on with the ISP and everything, and it turns out he didn't show up. So, hopefully we'll see him this week sometime. How does everything look? I mean, I changed the frame rate and I changed all this, other stuff. Are we in good shape as far as video goes? My wife is going through dev boot camp right now, so we can be full stack design and dev. That is awesome. Yeah, really, really nice. Christian, what's up? We've been enjoying your streams, but never been able to catch them live. Well, welcome. Yeah, I'm glad to see you. Hey, Tom. Good to see you. Yeah, a couple goals. Yeah, exactly. Like, working with my wife, I actually worked with Elise for 3 years. She and I ran my agency together, and she kind of handled all of the admin and office management and stuff like that, and it was really good. I kind of expected like way more conflict, but we're good to go, amazingly. Hey, Dan Storm, good to see you. Zach, what's up? Oh, Kinda Keyboard's in the chat. How's it going? Milos, good to see you. So what else what's everybody else working on? We've got one person learning HTML5 and CSS3, but I feel like it's been so long that I need to get my finger on the pulse of what everybody else is doing. I managed to catch Skeety Walker's stream, and it was great. I think I was the only one in there for a couple minutes last night, but it was really good to see another designer working in Figma, doing some web design. Teresa, I look like a bear. Oh yeah, nice. Very cool. Horton, hello. Skull17, what's up, man? Residential architecture project, very nice. Very, very cool. We have our pre-construction meeting today on the house that we're building, so I'm stoked for that. Easter sales on Etsy shop. What do you sell on Etsy, Teresa? Svelte, TypeScript, and Post CSS, Tailwind CSS on your spare time while growing the business and working the day. That's not enough. You should do more, Sam. You had a long weekend? Oh, did you get Good Friday off? Christian is migrating a site to the live server. That's exciting. Very, very cool. Dan Storm having an identity crisis. Oh, very cool. Stuffed animals, accessories, and notebooks. Awesome. Oh, Monday here. Oh, I see. Gotcha. Well, I wish I had more to share. I was expecting to get a lot more done on both the design and the copywriting. What I was trying to do over the weekend is kind of flesh out both the light version and the dark version of the website. Oh, here. Seltzer of the day, I guess. Cranberry citrus. We got Good and Gather in the house again. There it is. Anyway, what I wanted to get done this weekend was the more boring stuff, like make sure that the light and the dark version were all fleshed out on pretty much every page. And then the case study page, which is not that boring, but definitely needs some work. So those are the two things that we'll probably manage today. Hey, Teresa, I appreciate that. Love the hustle. Probably not going to get on the Etsy shop during the stream, but I will check it out afterwards. Charlie sitting waiting for IT support calls. Wish he was a developer. Oh, no. Alan, if I want some renders for my house, I could help there. Alan, maybe we should collab on something, because when we do move in, I was thinking about doing like a redesign of like the studio, not a redesign, but like a design from the ground up. Planning on 2 desks and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. So maybe we can collab on doing some renders for some content, put that out into the world. Sean, what's the coffee company you get your coffee from again? So it's 2. I love Boy and the Bear. It's my favorite coffee company on the face of the planet. They're headquartered in Los Angeles. The other one, though, I'm going to forget the name of it right now. It starts with an M, and it's here in Methodical. It's Methodical Coffee in Greenville, and it's really good. Probably not as good as Boy and the Bear, but, Hey, Teresa, thank you for the follow. Could have a stream of me internet shopping. That'd be super boring. It'd be all keyboard stuff. Hey, Hugo. Moonraid, good to see you. Greetings from sunny Barcelona. Very, very cool. Rochelle, boring QA tweaks, padding, colors, etc. You got to do it, though. You got to do that stuff. Is this live? Lamont, good to see you. It is live. Yeah, Sean, I would definitely check out Boy and the Bear. Yep. Even ordering it across the country, it's still great. Like the roasts, definitely hands down my favorite. Try natural and organic. It has notes of watermelon, incredibly, which are it's delicious. Would have thought. Greetings from Switzerland. I'm not gonna try and pronounce Switzerland like you guys do. But what's up? So anyway, all the fun QA, boring work we're gonna do today. Sorry about that, but we got to get it done. And we are going to be moving into Webflow on next Tuesday. So I got a lot of writing to do this week. Got a lot of catch-up work that I'm gonna have to get done on the design of this personal site, and then we move into dev next week. So I'm super stoked for that. Yeah. So really all I was doing is kind of browsing. Let's change the screen over to our desktop section. So sometimes like when I've lost touch with a project, because I haven't picked this up since Wednesday. I just like to go back and look at the references that I've pulled from it, just to kind of refresh myself and get myself back into the state of inspiration in which I started. So I've pulled open all these tabs just to kind of like refresh and see what's cool. It's just nice to get that little reset. Kind of a cool menu. So if you tuned in on the stream when we were doing our research phase, you get to see all of this. This is a really great case study page. I love this little feature here where this menu kind of shows up. Uthando, questions and answers? Yeah, ask away. I'm getting warmed up. Ozaya, you do branding and web on the side and hoping to go full time? That's very cool. Yep, that's kind of how I started my business. My entrepreneurial journey was a side hustle that became full time. Yeah, this is great. I saved this just for this effect right here, where the image window went full screen as you scrolled. So for those of you guys who are new and who may not know what's going on, I'm redesigning my personal website. Got a good design in place, and what I'm doing right now is just kind of like refreshing myself, reinvigorating, kind of like poking the the creative side of my brain, which has been dormant since Wednesday. How's my Easter? The girls did do an egg hunt. We did it in the backyard. The Easter bunny is tricky. It took a long time to find the eggs. This is such a beautiful site. Very Swiss. Hey Danny, good to see you. I love that the menu is down here. It's very unique. This is a variable weight typeface that changes on hover, which I thought was really neat. Not too applicable for what I've got going on, but it was neat. I thought that this was a good case study. Like, it's got some really cool scroll effects and pretty neat. Hey Cam, taking care of the 2-month-old baby. Oh, congrats! That's a great age. It's great and terrible, because you're just loving every minute except for the minutes that are at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. But congrats. Do I go through this process for clients as well? As far as the web design process goes, you know, working in Figma or XD and then taking it into development, yeah, that's the basic process. But as far as references go, like what I'm doing right now, it just depends. You know, client work, there's a very, very clear deadline. Usually it happens at a faster pace, and so you don't lose as much momentum as I feel like I've lost between now and the last time I picked this up. This site is so cool. Let's see, where's the shop page? I love the color, and I love the use of the entire browser. It's pretty. It's interesting, we reviewed a Butcher webpage on the stream before. And one of the pieces of feedback that I had for them was that like the images were not appealing. And this is a great example of images, even, you know, of meat that are actually really appealing. Great photography. Layout is amazing. Yeah, but it's also simple. You know? It's full width, 2 column. That's pretty much it, you know? They've got some cool like image effects that roll in, but it's very, very basic, but it just shows you that, like, you know, even something as simple as this can be really, really well done. That's why the execution and development, like finding a creative developer to work with or getting to know a tool like Webflow is so vitally important, because you can take a fairly simple layout like this and just, you know, make it look so much better. Really like this gallery. I also like the way that the images load in on this one. I feel like there was another gallery that I really enjoyed on this. Yeah, this one. So this is a pretty simple, like swipeable gallery here, but when you advance to the next image, the frame expands. So the picture doesn't change in size. It's literally just the mask around the picture. And I think this is really, really great. And the type on this site is fantastic. Oh, this is the site. I pulled this because I really enjoy the noise in the background of this, but this is the site that has these crazy sound effects. So like, listen when I open the menu. Might not be able to hear it. Hold on. Stop this. I'll turn up the volume on the work music. Here we go. You ready? So you can hear the hover effect on this, and then let's see. Let's go ahead and go here. I don't know why they're there, but yeah, it was super neat. Yep. Okay. Turn this back down. get the music back going. Getting flashbacks to the Flash days. Yeah, oh my god. Flash days were the good days. Anything was possible. Heuristics, UX, out the window. Am I posting this website inspiration collection somewhere? Cam, that's a great question and a great idea. I hadn't planned on it, but I'm definitely going to do it now. Matter of fact, I'm going to jot that idea down. That would make a great blog post, to be honest. I'm not sure why I pulled this one. I mean, it's gorgeous, but I wasn't sure what I can't remember why. Oh, you know what it was? These big, ginormous text links down here. I like that it's not actually a button, but it's definitely clickable, you know? Whoa. That's a cool gallery. I'm kind of focused on galleries because with the case study page design, I'm going to have a couple of them. So I want to try for something more creative. Ben, I've got a Notion gallery where I put all the websites I see with a screenshot, color palette details, and brief description. Maybe you could do the same, post it around, link in descriptions. That'd be great. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I will definitely do this. I have them saved as bookmarks on Chrome, but I honestly never thought that like anybody else would be interested in seeing the list. So it's a good idea. It's a nice menu. We used to have a sketchbook over at Blind, and it used to say on the cover, it said creativity is hiding your sources or something like that. Or innovation or something like that. I'll forget the exact quote, but definitely not hiding my sources on this project for sure. Basic Agency has great case studies. This is the typeface I'm using, so that's why that's there. Oh my god, this website has fantastic layout. Once again, just super simple. It's just gorgeous. Like the mouse, the cursor takeovers are clean. They're not distracting. They indicate like exactly what the mouse action does, you know? So like the arrow change is there. It's not like they're trying to smooth the cursor maneuver. Menu's interesting. Beautiful. Both Bens should share their list. Absolutely. Delicious goat meal. Good morning. All right. Feeling back in it now, so go ahead and start closing these. Right. If you're new to the stream, haven't caught any of these designs yet. I'll walk you through what we've done so far. We'll get to work. All right, so as far as the homepage goes, I think I'm gonna go with this one. We're not gonna be scrolling, and these huge text links at the bottom are gonna have hover effects where if you hover over the now, it's gonna have a cursor takeover, image load, and then when you click them, of course, they go to the right page. So the typical, let's see, here's the now page. And this has some hover effects too. And what's cool is that I'll be able to surface, one of the more recent blog posts on this page. And that blog post can be website inspiration. Here's the dark version of the now page. Come on, scroll. There we go. And this actually, we played around with the hover effects for these things. And of course you need a 404. And then I'm going with this menu, guys. So on hover, the menu item, fills in, and then this rotating text kind of, arrives on screen from the bottom up. And then finally, we've got our list pages, which is what we did last time on stream. We've got resources. Content. Projects. And then collaboration, which we've got a little note on here. How to display other social media, so we probably need to pick that up. And then our form. So Sam, I did read that article in depth about the label changes, and I have some ideas. I think that there's a way we can do both. So we can work that out as well. And then finally, a piece of content. This is like an individual piece of content. This would be a blog post, but then, we've obviously got videos and podcasts and stuff like that would use the same template. Previous and next posts. Yeah, we got to do that. And that's it. So we've got some typography work to do on the content page. We've got a couple of small notes, little components to build on the collab page and the individual content page. And then we've also got our case study page to do. So that's where we'll start. Do I code as well? I don't code. I wish I did. I'm struggling, fighting the JavaScript monster right now. Thanks. Oh, guys, I appreciate that. You guys make me feel so good. All right. Where do we start? Let's do the collab page. So, I think what I'm going to do is, instead of displaying other social media here, I really don't care about that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to kill that part. So let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think I'm going to put text links in this body of text that kind of direct people to the Discord and to the Twitch channel and to the YouTube channel. Those 3 channels are really the only channels that I really care about people following. My Instagram page, I'm just not interested in fighting that algorithm, so I'm really focused on this, and being able to create really great relationships on Twitch and YouTube have been fantastic. So that's where I'm going to direct people. The theme of the year is focus. So I'll put text links that direct people to those other ones, and then the main one is Twitch here. Right. So forum labels. Here's what I'm going to do. I have this sketched out somewhere. So basically, the plan initially was to have the form label animate up into this space after the user clicks on it, but that presents a UX problem. And I think I said on last stream that I was just like, I want to do it, I'm just going to do it. And then Samuel threw his keyboard through the window. So I'm going to make Sam happy, and we will do in-field labels. I forget if that's the actual name for that, but so we'll save this, move this into one of our graveyards over here. You guys work the same way where you have kind of like a graveyard of designs and features that you've built that don't really belong anywhere else, but like you just need to save them so you don't lose them. So basically what I want to do is turn this down a little bit and then increase the height of these fields. And because I'm doing in-field labels, you have the possibility of just changing this to an underline, which I may want to pursue. So I still want the text to be somewhat centered in the field, but I also want to move the label out of the way. So let's see. This is 28. Want a little pizzazz. So I think we can still move the label up. While keeping both visible. So this way the placeholder and the hint is still there. And then as you type, when you click on the field, the label kind of animates up and gets out of the way. And then what's nice about this is that you'll be able to tell what fields that you've filled out because the label has moved up into the outlined area. So I know that animating a form label is somewhat of a UX faux pas. Thank you. But yeah. And need to, I change this color. Go like a, there we go. Need a label on this one too. So there we go. That's what I'm thinking. We go infield label, placeholder, completed form, and then when the user clicks on it, the label kind of animates up, it gets out of the way, but it's still visible the whole time. Huh? Samuel, what do you think? Nice? Make sure your placeholder text looks different enough to, oh, yeah, there we go. We shifted the color, and I just turned down the opacity, but we'll pull an eyedropper of this text color and make it official. That, and then turn the opacity back up. There we go. Now we got our placeholder color. And then this button operates the same as these kind of radio buttons, and we're there. In fact, we'll probably make this there we go. It's gonna be fun animating those labels in Webflow. I'm gonna fight that. I can tell already. Footer squared away. And then we just check the vertical pacing. So this is a little bit too close to this here, because I don't want both of those on the screen at the same time, I think. Yep. Yeah, that's nicer. Cool. That's the background texture there. Just keep that locked. All right, and we tidy up this. Let's see. So what I was thinking here is in Webflow, in these rich text areas, you can have like basically 3 types of images. A centered image, which is going to be this guy. And then you can also have a left aligned image and a right aligned image. I think it'd be cool to style them on either side of the screen, and then move the caption of the image out so that we can style this text, like make it look really interesting. And that way when I'm writing blog posts and moving them into the editor, I don't have to edit like individual elements. It can all be in one rich text doc. Okay, previous to the next post, and we got to fix the footer. Maybe previous and next posts are not the right call. I've always wondered, like, I guess it's sorted by date, but like previous posts, I always wondered, like, previous to who? Is that the last post I visited? You know? It never really made sense. There we go. So maybe even just a list of other posts instead of a previous and next would be better. Hey, Pixel, thank you for the follow. How's the stream quality? Are we like experiencing any lags or any bumps or bruises? Anything bugging you guys? After I made that change, I was like really hoping that it would fix some stuff. No hiccups, good. Well, do me a favor, just keep an eye on it. Make sure that if anything does happen, let me know. Do I like panda bears? It's funny that you should say that because my daughter has a stuffed panda bear that is like her thing, you know? That's her panda. Ooh, it could be cool to do that effect we saw on that other site where we're kind of revealing more of the image as it scrolls into view. Could be neat here. Oh, Teresa, you make a panda bear? That's cool. So we probably need a header on this. Let's see. Teresa, you're being kind of weird. I'm all about the hustle, all about the self-promotion, but just, you know, chill out just a little bit. I think what we'll do is yeah, that's going to be really cool. So on scroll, obviously this image would kind of head over here and basically decrease in size. Something like that. And then obviously the text below it would disappear. That could be really cool. That's right, little cover flow. He says, as if he knew what that means. All right, I think that page is good. Let's check the preview. Yep, I like it. So one thing I want to do here, though, let's do this here. Change the date. Oh, actually, maybe we can categorize this. This could be an article. And then we'll go force. There we go. Oh, iTunes. Oh, God. That was in the Finder too, right? The cover flow thing where you just swipe through. Yeah, that's funny. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Oh, bummer. Teresa's getting banned. Sorry, Teresa. That's so funny. I totally forgot about cover flow. It would be cool to make content on like UX designs in the past and just do a deep dive on like why they worked and then why they don't work anymore, or like how you could adapt it, because you're seeing these kind of the same kind of galleries all over the place where half of, piece of the image is indicating that there's more here. And it'd be really interesting to evaluate where this stuff comes from. Somebody in the chat should do that. That should be a piece of content, like or like a channel that somebody creates. Steal it. Do it. Hey, Shay B. Bjorn, hello. Cheers from Frankfurt. What's up? Music is a little loud. Oh, sorry. Did not realize. There we go. Turn it down a little bit. Franjo, good to see you in the chat. I also think I'm going to do a color change here. So let's do this. We'll go to our image and then find a black and white. So that way when it kind of folds into view, it becomes saturated. Yeah, that's nice. Like it. Cool. I'd say that that page is done. Yeah. I'm still unresolved about this whole navigation stuff. Like, I think there's too much going on up here. And one thing I want to integrate is like a light mode and dark mode switch somewhere. And I've been trying to figure out how to do that where it's not going to seem out of place. So if you have any ideas, let me know in the chat. It'd be good to see what you guys think. I'm not like the biggest things I'm wondering about is like, I like text here. I like this for like where you are. This section I'm just kind of meh about. I mean, I think it's good to surface menu items up top, but I'm not like really pushing specific things. So I don't know that this is really even necessary up here. But when we remove it, so let's remove it real quick. Oops, knock that back. It just feels like it's missing something up there, like it's imbalanced. You know, like we need a button or some action item up there. The way that Bornfight does it is they've got their menu stuff over here, and then they've got a button for contact, and that seems to like weight that corner. But again, that's the main CTA for the whole site. I don't know. Don't know. Oh, look at that. This is all active grotesque. There we go. So funny in the staff meeting yesterday. My 2-year-old busts up in the room, and when I say she busts up in the room, it's like the door just goes, you know, like slams open. She's like, "Hi, Daddy." She comes running in, and then I'm like, "Hey, I'm on a meeting." And then she gets up into the microphone and she counts to 10 for everybody. It was precious. Only minorly embarrassing. All right. Maybe if let's adjust this real quick. There we go. Seen turn off the lights next to the, oh, that's cool. Yeah, so it's not really like a switch, it's just an action item, turn off the lights or turn on the lights. What if we were able to put that here? What does the little fire icon represent? It's literally what I've used for my logo for the past 15 years. So I'm a little attached to it. But what we could do is move it up to the spot where logos are expected to be, and then move the menu down. That might be a little bit better. Something like that. Does your site load automatically in dark mode? Well, we're planning it. So yeah, I was thinking load in dark mode. We could put like an icon next to that, like a light bulb or something. Something like that. We can refine it. I don't know that I like the no. I think I like that arrangement better, but I'm struggling with the turn the lights on piece. Don't know if that's the right verbiage on that. Let there be light. That's funny. My challenge with this being here is that, number one, it's sideways text, which we're not using anywhere else. And number two, it doesn't look like it's like an interactive feature. Like it doesn't naturally, like I don't naturally want to go hover over it and like interact with it. So I think it's less of a verbiage thing and more of a, does this look interactive? What we could do though, is just stick with an icon. Oops. Oh, Mary, thank you for the follow. Actually, you know what? Yeah, moon and sun could work. But you know what would be kind of cool? Is to make the logo the thing that changes it. It's not going to be intuitive. Like it's not going to like make a huge difference or make a huge like it's not going to pull somebody in, but it's a flame, so we could fill that in or like make this the toggle for the light mode and dark mode. I'm gonna think about that. I think I'm gonna take a quick break because we need to start on the case study page. We're kind of running out of time. So when I get back, we'll start on the case study page. So stick around. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Did I need you earlier? Yeah, we had a. It's just weird that, you know, I don't know if that was a self-promotional thing or if it was like a spam bot. I don't know. It was weird. We had a weirdo in the chat, but they got a ban. So it sucks to do that. You know, you don't want to ban people for no reason, but we do have people that are not of age in the chat joining sometimes, so I'm trying to keep it clean. Happens. No Cyrus. Will my home link be in the menu? No. Honestly, I don't feel like there's a need to bring people back to the homepage because you know, it basically just filters them into two places. So I don't think there's a huge need for that. All right, let's go here. I think there's something where this logo icon can toggle here, but again, I don't want to spend too much time on that since it's kind of like a secondary feature. It's more for user delight than anything, and I really want to focus on the case study page. So, hey, thank you for the follow, Yulia. As a matter of fact, we should probably start in the sketchbook with the case study page. So let's get this prepped here. How's the animation class performing on the future? It's great. Like, way better than we thought. There was so much interest in learning animation. And the students, you know, the course material has already been released. Everybody that's enrolled has given great feedback so far on Apostolos. He's so knowledgeable. Yeah, I've been ecstatic with seeing the performance of that course, for sure. Am I doing crits today? Yeah, absolutely. We'll jump in a critique right around 1 o'clock. Yep. All right, so let's make sure that we're do video with chat and switch the camera. There we go. Beautiful. Let's see if we can change. About right. There we go. All right. So we'll take it from the top as far as how I kind of figure out pages. So here's the format that I use for case studies. First is eye candy. Second, we've got the data for scanners. Kind of like an at a glance section. And then we've got our narrative. Excuse my handwriting. And inside here, we've just got story, process visuals, and then we make a big deal about impact. And then kind of bookend it with another gallery or eye candy. And then we'll probably want to do other projects. So that's the basic formula. And usually when I'm wireframe or like sketching out pages, I tend to like make a list super simple. It's like what needs to go on the page so that I have that here and I'm not forgetting anything as I'm sketching things out. So I love these dot grid notebooks from Baron Fig. If somebody could look that up and put it in the chat. If you don't use these, you need to. So the layout that we've done so far on the site is that we've got a good amount of white space before we've got any text, and we start with the page header. So we start with the text and then we move into images. So if we were to pursue that, it looks something like that. Then maybe a subtitle here. And then this is really where we want to put our that scanner data, this at a glance section. So we can just have title here, some text. Title here, some text. Title here, some text. And then we could probably put a gallery here. Same kind of deal. Swipe through it. Then we start with the narrative. And the way I want to do my case studies at this point, in the past I've written a lot of text. And what I want to do is I want to trim down the amount of text that I'm using and try and tell the narrative story in a sequence of really shortened paragraphs. There was a site that we looked at in the beginning that does a really, really good job of this, and I kind of want to emulate that. And I really want these to be kind of visual. Then we get down to the bottom of the page. Let's see, so impact, really want to show, big chunky numbers. So it's like then we'll end it with another gallery. And some related projects. See if we can get a focus here. Focus. Or that autofocus does not want to kick in. What's the matter with you? Here we go. Okay, so that's one option. Oh, you know what? Autofocus is on. There we go. So the big problem that I have here is with this header. And it's because with case studies, you really want to get the client invested in the visuals as soon as possible. So I'm kind of wondering if we do an alternate header for this kind of for the case study pages. It's hard to navigate the mic and still be able to see what I'm doing. Right, here we go. So I'm wondering if we could do, let's see, what we do here, icon, squiggly line. We put the header up here. The client name and the subtitle. You know what we could do? We saw that at the beginning of the stream. We saw that animation where it started as a framed image and then moved to a full width image. What we could do is on load, the image takes up the entire top of the screen, and then you scroll down and it becomes framed to fit into the grid. And then everything else kind of shows up down here. That could be kind of cool. That'd work really good if it had like background video too, but I don't think any of my case studies will have that. This is the part of the creative process that I never know makes good content. There's a lot of thinking and not a lot of action, if that makes sense. Because the only downside with this is that it doesn't fit the rest of the language that we've built over time, the site. You know, the header shows up below an image. There's no white space at the top. So that's my only concern with that. But these things are so deep into the site, I don't know if that's a big deal. You guys called the autofocus? That's so funny. Franjo, you just love the keyboard. Yeah, me too. I'm actually going to be putting some different switches on the alternate PCB that came with this keyboard. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to do that this week. More soldering. Great. It's dusty. Squall Dog, I'm trying to take my agency through my new process to see how well it works and meet the challenge you gave me. Nice. That's good. And the text moves up. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Right, it just kind of bumps up like that. S Kelly 2K. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see if we can do something like that. This. Yeah, there we go. Put it up there. That's better. What I really want to happen up here is to make this a gallery though. And oh, you know what we could do? We could have, when it goes here, and it kind of fits inside the grid. We could have some hover effects. You know, we divide the image in half, and on this side, we've got that kind of arrow with the circle that shows up on your cursor. So we've got those cursor takeovers that kind of indicates that it's a gallery. And then you've got client name. Etc. So that could be really cool. And then you wouldn't even really need a preview image over here or anything like that. It's just a mouse, like a hover effect with your mouse. So it could be hover, cursor takeover. Is there an actual term for that? Hover, cursor takeover, and then maybe that main image on hover desaturates. And we could even load a preview somewhere. Pointer overrides, maybe that's it. Takeover sounds more aggressive though, so better. I'm just kidding. So that would give the opportunity to have multiple images in the gallery up top. We could also load something in on the margin like this on hover too. You know, where it's just a sliver of the next image. That could be cool. Am I using Blackmagic stream thing? Yeah, I am actually. The ATEM Mini. Do some crazy stuff. Move that around. And then my favorite is the Star Wars transitions. Let's see if this is it. Nope, it's not. Hold up. Bam. All right, let's go back to the desktop. Hey, Radis. Good. Holidays were great. Working on the site again. More. So fancy, yeah. All right. So if I'm going to mock up a case study, I'm going to pull some images from the blind site. So I worked on the Anime Expo project. We've got some great images there, so I want to pull that. Go. This is just the merchandise thing. Case studies. Why is it sending twice? Not sure I know what you mean, Matthias. Moonraid, you love Anime Expo? Me too. And what I love even more is that their team is just awesome to work with. Seriously, like they are some of the most creative, out of the box thinkers that I've ever had the chance to work with. Just really great. So I just want to pull images for mocking up, and I might actually even pull these images for my site. We get this question a lot. It's like, how do we put case studies in our website where we collaborated with someone else on, or we collaborated with another agency? And the answer to that is really simple. You just have some credits, or you have a section of credits where you give credit where it's due. So if you collaborated with an agency or you worked for an agency, you link back to that agency, you give credit to them, and then you explain your role in the process. This campaign is what I was responsible for, which was actually a Twitch campaign, believe it or not. So I think we had a credit somewhere in the... Maybe it's on the portfolio thing versus the case study one. So we've got the rebrand. Let's see, the website. Then the campaign. So you can see director and then full credits. So there it is right there. The infamous picture. It always helps to have these like animated slides too, especially if you're working in the digital realm for your case studies. So I would highly recommend doing some of these things. In fact, I'll just pull those. This was such a great project to work on because we were able to have a huge impact on their bottom line. Probably won't use all of these, but there we go. Twitch social campaign. Yeah, these are great. These illustrations were done by Mark, who I pulled with me from Richmond when I moved out to LA 2016, 2017. He was working for me, with me, over at Burnt Creative, and he's a great illustrator and great at concepting. So I pulled him out, and this is one of the campaigns that he worked on. He sketched all this stuff out, and then we shipped it over to, Compositor. Such a fun campaign. This was one of the first times that I actually worked with like a compositor and a 3D artist, and it was one of the more stressful things that I've done in the past. And they were great. I just didn't understand the process, so I didn't understand like fully why it was taking so long, and I'd look at beginning stages of those pieces and I was worried that it wouldn't turn out, so a little stressful. Renato, what's the playlist from? It's from Epidemic Sound. We got some great jazz beats, which means we're probably close to being done, so I'll have to restart. All right, so now we've got visual assets. Matter of fact, we should probably pull the words from this page too. Let's see, where do we put that? Crack open the Notion. No need for a good web designer with good imagery. Does all the work. Yeah. All right, let's see. Crack open a page in Notion. Just so you guys can see what's going on. My Notion has my entire life, so forgive the hiding of the screen. good image with any simple design looks great, but any template can do it. I don't know. I'd say basically yes, unless you're trying to bring in web clients, in which case they're going to be evaluating your site. But I will say, you know, a large portion of my business in the early days was customizing, you know, stock templates, and it worked really well. Clients were happy. I was able to do the jobs affordably, and still profit from them. And it was great, but the creative side of me needed more. And for anybody that's like wondering why I'm copying this over from the blind site, it's because I wrote it. So I'm probably going to be changing it for my site so I don't get dinged on duplicate content. But I'm also going to be linking to the case study on blind site from my site. So yeah. All right, so just to recap, let's go over to our video only and switch over here. Here's the basic layout of the case study, okay? And then over here, we've got some header ideas that we're going to emulate. That's that. So Matthew, I don't disagree with you, but I also think that like if you go with templates, if you go with templates, you're always going to be stuck with trends that are just about to be over. And I think that like it's important to recognize that like the template ecosystem, you know, it's driven by making a design that's based on something that's popular in the ecosystem at that moment. And so as soon as you buy it, that fad, that trend, unless it's like super stark, super simple, or based on some timeless thing like Swiss design or something like that, it's going to fade out of vogue, and then you're going to have to kind of reboot things. So it's just something to be aware of. You'd never use a template for a 30,000 project? Why not? Oh, if you don't tell the client that you're basing the design on a template, yeah, I think that that's a level of transparency and honesty that's required. But I wouldn't feel guilty charging that much money for a project, because the value of the design is not in the hours that you put in it. It's what the client sees as value. Or you know what the client values the work at. So if you had a website that was doing $1 million of revenue a month, and you rebuilt it for them using a template, and they were able to increase to 1.5 million a month because you improved their conversion rate, hey, you know, that's value. So that being said, you know, I'm drawn to the more custom side of things nowadays, for sure. The Saint, thank you for the follow. Let's go here. I also think you'll run into a lot of different headaches with templates, especially when the client wants to do something like offer swatches instead of a drop-down menu in their e-commerce store. So that's something to be aware of as well. Trying to see if like a full width image is the right call on load, or if I need to kind of block out this navigation area. Do something like that. In which case, we definitely want to bring the menu down to line up there. It's not a very dramatic transition, though. Maybe subtlety is in order here. All right, I'm gonna think about that. I also think that it's healthy to debate this stuff, because I feel like there's a lot of, what we call limiting beliefs around using resources in your creativity. And I can see both sides of it, because you really want to do custom work for a client, but you also, you're not developing your own design tools or bringing in your own, custom typeface for every client job. So what is the difference between a custom typeface and a template that is customized to fit the client's needs? Just food for thought. Hmm. So something I debate and wrestle with all the time when it comes to case studies is, do you put the client name first, or do you create some kind of catchy headline? I think I'm going with headline. Just spilled seltzer all over my face. I don't think that's the right size. We'll get rid of all this. I don't know what I hate more, debits or credits. What do you mean? Oh, I forgot you were an accountant. Yeah. Working on a client whose bank statements take 4 hours a month. And oh, geez. Oh, no. Whew. I'll just leave that off. I also think it's really important as you guys move up in your career to make sure that you're crediting the people that you work with on these projects. Because like if you worked with me on the Anime Expo project and I didn't mention that you helped, that would suck. So it can kind of fold up and then disappear when you start scrolling. We could actually put the client here. Oh. Okay, that feels better to me. Because the services are usually a pretty long list, right? So we've got client, my role, the agency, list of the partners, which is usually 2 or 3 people that worked on the project. In this case, it's going to be more, but that's okay. And then services. So what I'm trying to figure out now is like the pacing of the headers is really nice. Like I like the fact that like there's huge image and then it scrolls down into this at a glance thing, and then I need a section where I just give a lot about the project and then breaking down the challenge or the objective and then the outcome and then the impact that we had. So that would conclude the at a glance section. I'm struggling with the pacing here because I feel like I need an image, but it just, I don't know, it feels out of place. Let's see if we can figure this out. And I think that the reason why it felt out of place is because it needs to break the grid somehow. Without competing with the header image. Let's see. Again. Sometimes I get asked like what my favorite project was, and you're not supposed to pick a favorite, but this is definitely it. Thank you, Alok. Chris did lurk my stream once. And it was the stream where we were doing like experimenting with focus sprints. And he pops in, he's like, "Hey, what's up, everybody?" And everybody was focused. Everybody was like, in the middle of jamming on something. And he said later, he was like, dude, I said hello, but everybody was focused on something, or like he didn't say anything. Like, yeah, we were doing a focus sprint. So here's what I'm thinking here. Here's what I'm thinking her. So you're scrolling down, and as you scroll, you hit this, right? And then as this thing scrolls into view, it just, you see the text there. Something hilarious just happened. A client asked for a tiny change in alignment, and you sent the same PDF back by accident. And you're like, it's much better. Dude, that's a win. Oh, man. That's hysterical. Saint Fix, you've just finished work and now you're watching somebody else work just for fun. Well, it shows passion, so. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. My Notion go? Here we go. That's not it. Challenge. No. I'd actually want to do something like this. Bring that music back. Man, I love that new feature in XD. So it used to be you could only have point text and area text. Like, okay, so it says fixed size, but now we have an auto height. So like as you type the box just expands versus if this were a area text, it shows up outside of the box and it crops it out. So super pumped that it has that feature now. You're having fun, so nothing? Exactly. We're hanging out. Yeah, I like that a lot. It's a nice pacing, right? So it's not too much text until you get here, and then it's just enough to give you the overview of the job. Got our impact metrics in here, and then we'll get into the narrative after another image. I like that. Y'all, what on earth happened? Yeah, too many ice crunches. Back for now. Jeez, man. Are we back up? Okay, it says it's excellent. It said unstable for a minute, and then now we're back to excellent. Okay, we're good. All right. Keep on going. Let's see. All right, what do we need here? We need a gallery. So let's go pull some images here. And then we can dig into the narrative. So, narrative. There we go. So one of the things that people do a lot when they're writing their case studies is they'll create their headlines that are closely related to the phases of the product or the project, like ideation or, here's our development process or anything like that. And what I challenge people on is you really want your headlines to tell the story and to hook people into reading the body copy. And so if you just title everything web development, like if somebody's not into web development, they're just going to skip that part of the story. So headlines are really important in your case studies, is the bottom line. So for example, this would be the concept, right? We can actually, let's go ahead and move this photo here, and then we'll pull our concepting images in here. One thing I noticed by watching another stream is I noticed another designer putting two differently styled typefaces in the same type box, and the problem that presents is that when you go to restyle like your headlines or something like that, if you're embedding that type style inside this other box, it's going to be really hard for you to change things at a huge size. So I don't even think it's possible in XD, but in Figma you can mix type styling in the same box. So I would recommend for every style, just have it in its own box. So that way you can, click on this and then change that to a heading 1 to see how that looks, etc. Hey, David. So it's a terrible headline, but get the idea. Matter of fact, we may want to pull the process gallery down here. There we go. Will I design each case study as a separate page in Webflow, or just use the same layout and use the CMS? That's a great case. That's tough, man. For my purposes, I'm probably going to develop each one as its own page, because I'm going to put some old stuff up there. Like I designed the brand Beauty by Earth from the ground up. And that's an old project. Like we started that around 2013, and I worked with them for 5 years. So I have tons of work that I want to put on that page versus something that, like some of the commercial real estate work that we did over at Blind. That's, pretty much a stylescape, a logo, and a style guide. So I think that for my purpose, because I'm only doing 3 or 4 of these, and the work is so different, I'm gonna stick to just single pages. But if you're actively seeking clients and this is something that you're going to be updating all the time, I would recommend figuring out how to use the CMS, because then as you scale, if you onboard like a personal assistant or something like that, they can go into the CMS and add these things for you. Or you can like hire a writer friend, to write your case studies for you, and they can actually input them in the back end of Webflow. So, but for me, 3 to 4 case studies, and that's pretty much it. And each one is going to be kind of unique, but the layout is going to be very similar. It's just the quantity of imagery is going to be different, and that's why I'm kind of flexible on that. When I put in temp text, it literally typed text of some kind will go here. That's funny. Something Roy, thank you for the follow. Yeah, creating dynamic sections and stuff is definitely hard. But I also think that like you can show and hide sections depending on if sections are, or if fields are completed on Webflow. So like, let's say you have, for example, this piece, and this is, we'll call this an image slider, because as you're sliding down, it'll go from full width to something like a windowed image. This can be a windowed image field on your case study, and then a windowed image caption. And if these 2 fields are blank, you can hide this entire section. So conditional visibility on Webflow is huge. Oh, nice. Appreciate that. No Cyrus? Cyrus? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. And when we get back, oh, shoot, it's time for crits. Okay, so if you'd like your work critiqued, we'll finish this later. But if you want your work critiqued, jump in Discord, head to the waiting room, and I'll grab a few of you. But I will be right back. I'm just going to hit the bathroom, and we'll dig into some critiques. All right, be right back. All right, so I walked out and I found this by the door. Look at this. It's a panda. And then I love you. Oh, I love my babies. All right, so let's do Discord. Crack that open. Okay, sweet. All right, we've got Matt in the waiting room. So we've got, here's our Discord, right? And we've got our critique request channel. So Matt is in the waiting room here. And if you can grab, if you want to critique, just jump in the waiting room. I'll do 2 today. We'll talk to Matt and then one other person. And then we'll call it a day. So Matt, I'm gonna pull you live into the stream chat room. Matt, let me know if you can hear me.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Wonderful. Okay, so can you guys hear Matt okay? Let me know in the chat. Why does it say I'm offline? This is weird. No, it's not. It says excellent. Okay, cool. Everybody says yes, your volume's coming in great. Okay, so I know you put a couple of things in the critique requests. Where do you want to go? Is it the last one?
Just to the Google Drive link.
Google Drive link. Okay.
Because the mockups are all like, it's okay.
Oh, I need access. Is there a different way to send it?
Because it's bigger than 8 megabytes, so I don't know how to send it in the Discord.
Let's see. Maybe if you share a link. Let's see. I'm gonna go to just chatting. Figure this out.
I compressed it, so it's a print file, and then I sent it to RGB, and then I compressed it.
Okay. Well, I just requested access, so you just need to allow that.
Okay.
Music's a little loud. All right, let me turn that down. There we go.
You got it?
Not yet. There we go. All right. Let's see. I'll share my screen inside of Discord, so that way you can see what I'm looking at without the delay of the stream. All right. Okay, so I've been tracking this. You guys have you've been posting this in the Discord, and people have been weighing in. So, walk me through this. Kind of zero me in on what you want reviewed.
Sure. Can you put the music down a little bit?
Sure. Is that coming through Discord?
Yes.
That's funny. Let's change that real quick. How's that? Is that better?
It didn't change, but I can still talk. It's okay.
That's so strange. Let's see. Video. That is so weird. I have no idea why you're hearing me. Did it turn off now? I don't know. I'll just pause it then. There we go.
Okay.
That'll make it easier. I know it's tough to talk over music if you're not used to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so walk me through it.
Okay, so this was a class assignment where we had to pretty much just create an annual report. So I chose aircraft,
Mm-hmm.
and so what I did was I went to the basics I wanted to. So at the beginning, I did more a minimalistic approach.
Mm-hmm.
My teacher recommended that I try something different. And so what I did was I went and researched feelings and emotions that are associated with travel and what emotions I wanted to associate. And I thought of sunsets. And when I look at sunsets, I like that feeling. And so I wanted to replicate that. So I looked a lot into sunsets, and these colors were actually pulled from a sunset. And then I used that. I also looked at fonts. I use Palatino here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't usually use serif fonts, but I feel like that also represented the same emotion I was going for, the same feeling. And I wanted, okay, so I'm not sure it was from you or someone else, but I heard a quote that's like, the design on the computer is like cold and like emotionless. So I wanted more, I added texture, a lot of textures, like noise to give it more of like a tactile, real feel. So it's like this company is, we're real, we're we're true, we're not fake, right? And so there's
Mm.
different effects. Like I added clouds with textures, and then I have that gradient there. Um, Also, oh yeah, okay. So for the logo, um, I had it spaced out, so lots of negative space. So it's kind of like airy and higher. So I had serenity was the main word, and then
Mm-hmm.
also I had another word. We'll take it from here. So like, was this the feelings associated with sunsets are
Mm-hmm.
like relaxation? So it's like, you come with us, we'll take it from here. Don't have to worry about anything.
Very cool. Okay, so overall, I think you did a great job. I get that vibe. I get the sunset vibe. You know, I'm relaxing. I'm, you know, at peace. I feel the serenity. The color palette is great. I don't know that there's an airline that has a color palette like this. So, this may be, I don't know, maybe somebody's working for an airline and they see this and they want to adapt this. But I totally understand the emotional aspect that you want to communicate here. I also saw your initial stuff, and I know that you pursue that kind of like really modern feel, and pretty much everything was like Swiss and sans serif fonts, and so your use of serif here is really quite good. So I have some improvements on type that you can make, and some improvements on type that will continue to advance the communication that you were trying to do, that of that emotion of serenity. The first thing is that like in the boxes here, in these type boxes, I think that like if you just allowed the text a little bit more room, like increase the padding inside the box, it feels like the text is really tightly packed into that box. And so that's the opposite of the spacious serenity feeling that that you're trying to convey. So I would maybe recommend allowing that a little bit more room to breathe. And then with your typography, the things that I'm looking at are, you know, tracking, kerning, line height, all that kind of good stuff. And the only, you know, glaring things that I would change is the distance between your paragraphs. I think this is a typo here too, dear shareholders. I think that the distance between your paragraphs is wider than the distance between your headers and your body text. So there's just a little bit of a hierarchy, a tweak that you can make, because the space in between things it communicates a relationship. And what you're saying is this header belongs to this paragraph, but this paragraph does not belong to this paragraph. Does that make sense?
Oh, that's so good.
So I think it's just, it's small. It's so minor. Like no one's going to look at this and mistake that from happening. But it's something to pay attention to, is the proximity of things as they stand together with each other. As far as page numbers, this stood out to me for some reason. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with it, but I'm kind of wondering why that number is duplicated. Like you spelled it out and there's a number. So that felt a little bit strange. And then the other thing is that there's type sideways on the sides of the pages, but the rest of the page information or the meta information is, the right side up, and it's horizontal. So I'm wondering if you could just, if you just commit to that sideways type, and also put the page number sideways in the corner, you might save more room. Even with the arrow being on the top, I would also play around with putting that in the margin here. It looks good. I'm just saying that like it stands out that there's only one piece of sideways type. You kind of want that repetition in there. The arrow being on the top is really, really close to your text boxes here too. So that feels a little bit uncomfortable for me. Let's see. This is really cool. I don't know how legible those words are, but I think it's a really neat way to communicate these images without hard edges or without like a, picture boxes. So that's really neat.
Hey Ben, go back to that plane. Zoom in on its tail. On performance. Zoom in. Good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. I almost wonder, like, you see how I think, did you do that, I guess, tweaking or shifting of the A on purpose? Or is that part of like the warp to wrap it around the tail?
I did on purpose because on the other version, it wrapped it. The logo that was there before wrapped, like bent at the same area. So made me think that it was bendy, but I can fix that because that's probably, yeah.
So
that makes more sense.
It looks like the A is like almost leaning forward, where it's warped the shape of the letter versus sharing the perspective. But that looks a little bit more ownable. So maybe you could play with that in the main logo. Maybe you take that A and you actually like make it look like it's leaning forward or something like that. It could be kind of a cool effect. I don't think it's a big deal. It's just I saw that here and I'm like, hey, that's kind of cool. It's a little bit more ownable as a word mark than just tracked out type.
That's a good point. About the arrow, one of the questions I had was, so I have arrow written out horizontally, and then on the airplane I have it stacked. Does that still work for like
Yeah, because we're moving away from having a single logo and more towards identity systems. So this could be a small space version of the logo that's meant for something that needs a square shape or something like that. So I don't see an error in branding there at all.
Okay, good. Thank you.
And I think that's about it. Somebody in the chat says, the color palette might be difficult for someone who has color blindness. So what I would do is there's a color tool called Contrast. It's in the App Store and it lives on your Mac desktop. And you can go up to your taskbar and pick an eyedropper and pick two colors and see if, its accessibility rating. And the only ones that I would be really concerned about are these blues on purples or the teals on purple. I don't think that you'll have an issue with this bright, like the saturated one, but with these, you might run into accessibility issues. So I would just make sure that those are squared away.
Yeah, with this project, I had a lot of issues where even the numbers, sometimes I'm like, I don't know if people are gonna be able to see this, but I'm like, well, it's an annual report assignment, so I think I can push it. What if I do like UI stuff? I'll be a lot more strict. That's a good point though. The color.
Yep.
So is it too light? Those bars?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to use a tool to check that. Like I can read it, but my eyes aren't terrible. Like I don't have any kind of color blindness or anything like that. And with a pair of glasses, I can see pretty well. So I think that just like checking it would be it's a good idea to constantly check so that you know, even if you choose not to change it. Does that make sense? It's a good habit to get into.
That's a good point. And those dots, do they help the composition? I place those dots so they're just like a dotted circle, and then I place them in like where I want your eye to be directed. So on the previous pages, it literally shows what the flow, like how I want you to look.
I think it's
Page.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really hard to see, but this is a print project, so I think it might actually disappear when it gets printed. It might get like blown
It depends.
overprinted. I think.
It depends. It could be cool
And,
to do some spot UV on that too. Obviously, it's not going to be printed, but a little touch of varnish on those dots would be pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
And writing out the page numbers, I just thought that was like just for aesthetics.
Yeah, gotcha. And it just stands out to me, and I don't know that it stands out in a good way. You know what I mean? It's like I kind of feel like the type is a little large compared to this, and then it's horizontal, and then it's twice. So it just, for some reason, it's like it's screaming at me, and I don't know why.
That's a really good point. And that vertical text, I learned almost everything from you guys, and I love how you guys put vertical text. So every assignment, I try to put text vertically.
Nice.
Every single one.
Yeah, it's funny. I get sucked into those like those patterns. I see something, I'm like, man, that's really cool, and I try to do it everywhere, and I totally get it. Well, cool, good job, dude. This is great for student work. Yeah, you got a future for sure. Yeah, good job.
Thank you so much. Means a lot.
Absolutely. All right, we'll see you later.
Yeah, bye.
Man, great work. Great work. I think that there's room for improvement any way you slice it. It's just for a student project, this is great. Yeah. I would give him an A. What do you guys think? Okay, let's see. Vitality. Come on down. Vitality, can you hear me?
Yep.
How's it going?
Good.
All right, what are we reviewing today?
Let me mute that. So I dropped in a link from the last stream you did.
Yes. Okay, so I'm looking at a case study. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Good color palette. Good layout.
Yeah. This is kind of my first draft fix.
Right on. Okay, so what changed? What was the suggestion? What changed? And what do you want me to take a look at?
Yeah, I was using the blog section for this, and so I've kind of started actually laying it out.
Great.
So
Okay.
that's kind of the suggestion.
So this is a case study, and before you were using kind of a boxed blog layout that had a sidebar on it, and so we're moving away from that, and we're focusing more on, building this out as its own page, right?
Exactly.
Very cool. All right, let's take a look. Overall, I want to say that this is 10 times better than it was. I wish we could pull that page layout up, because it feels like the work is the priority, and it's not just something that's shoved in a content area with a sidebar that's distracting. There's focus. I really, really like the layout a lot better. So if I'm reading
if you actually open up a...
Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, if you open up a new tab and go to portfolio, you can pull that old one.
Yeah, okay. So here it is right here.
I think at the bottom... Ooh, nope. Maybe journal. Sorry.
Journal? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. So this is the layout before, and this is after. 10 times better. All right, let's analyze the headlines here. We've got forefront architecture and engineering, creating user-focused, content-rich experience, holding out for a hero. All these headlines are good. It doesn't really communicate the narrative of the project, but it's gonna make me want to read more about it. And I can see that it's only a paragraph, so my evaluation of, is this going to be worth it? Is this going to satisfy my curiosity quickly? This ratio is really good. So holding out for a hero, the hero image trend in web design, I think that the headlines are really nice. Solutions. Okay. I think I'm just missing more. I kind of want more visuals. In a full case study, I would probably double this length at a minimum. That's really my only feedback.
Cool. On the
Yeah,
right track, then.
really, really good job. I mean, the before and after between this and this, it's night and day. It really is. So, really, really good job. Good progress. Especially since, what? Wednesday? Right?
I think it was last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll say we did it in a couple days.
Good job. Good job. Yeah, great job, man. I would just work on that narrative. The goals and outcomes sections are great for like at a glance thing. But I want to know how you arrived at these decisions and maybe even some of the challenges. And I think that that's where you can kind of fill this in. So, this is really for the readers now of the group. I don't know how many of your clients are those readers, but I would really want to understand your process as well as, the outcome and all that kind of good stuff. For example, like seeing in Anime Expo, it's like seeing these sketches. This means a lot to people because they're looking at the craft and evaluating the craftsmen or craftswomen who went behind this and created this stuff. And so showing a little bit of process and building a narrative is really important.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. Agree.
Awesome.
More.
Well, cool.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, please check back in because I'd love to see the final result.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right on. Okay, well that's it. Hey, Roy Sandoval, I'm gonna pop in and just say hello. No, hold on. Hey, Roy, can you hear me? Hello? Roy? Yeah, hey, how's it going? I'm assuming that you turned your stream off. I actually have to run. Chris has called me twice now, so I gotta jump out and take his call. So next time, if you can come back on Thursday, I'll be doing another critique and you'll be definitely first in line.
Okay, see you on Thursday.
Right on. Okay, yeah, I just didn't want to leave you in the waiting room.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Have
Awesome.
a great day.
All right, you too. Bye.
All right.
Okay, guys, I would love to stay and hang out, but I got to get to work. So, let's find somebody to raid. Let's see. Oh, A's online. A's always online. Let's see. Just check to see if there's anybody else. Got Sam Woodhall. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go with A. Okay, so if you're not familiar with raiding on Twitch, we can go and raid somebody's channel, which means we can go and bring our audience over to theirs. A is a mod of this channel. He's awesome. He's an awesome human being, and I would love for you to show him some love. He's going to be focusing on Figma, it looks like. So if you're curious about picking up that tool and that skill, He's the man with the plan. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Just to let you know, we're shifting the schedule. We're not going to be going Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday anymore. We're just going to be doing Tuesdays and Thursdays between 10:30 and 1:30. So I will see you all on Thursday. Thank you so much for an awesome stream. I appreciate you guys dealing with the technical difficulties sometimes. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. All right, let's get ready for a raid. Here we go, and we're gonna start. And for you guys on YouTube, raids don't work. I'm so sorry. I'll have to pick that up later. All right, looks like he's coming back. Here we go. Raiding now.